talk about, and we're on Facebook right now, and I'm just going to show you my candle here. This is the one that I was given today. I have two actually, and this is Bull Cow.
Raging Bull and Cheeky Cow.
Raging Bull and Cheeky Cow. And inside there are 3 wicks, and there is a certain way that you burn these things so that the top layer burns flat, and you have to trim each time before you light it again. You have to trim the wicks, but the wicks are actually made out of hemp, so therefore healthy. And you're unfortunate because you can't smell like I can. It is amazing. And with the candle, I got a little bookmark here that gives you all the instructions. And this is also hemp. And it gives you the instructions about how you burn the candle, what is in the candle, and it's all natural. It is absolutely wonderful. Oh, thank you for those hearts, whoever that is. This is beautiful. So if you want any of these candles, go visit the Hemp store in Camberwell or in the, what's the street?
Queen Victoria Market, Stringbean Alley.
Stringbean Alley. And you know, you're doing something not only for yourself, but you're doing something for the environment. So let's all do this. I'm going to go and buy some of their skincare.
And when you finish with your candles, bring them back, and we actually refill and reuse everything.
And I will take this back. It will last how long? 60 hours, I read.
Yes, that's a 485 gram candle, so between 60 and 70 hours.
Wow.
It's a coconut soy wax, and we only use hemp wicks. So.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's what needs to be burning in the studio here.
Next time.
Next time. Now, let's talk about what else are you passionate about? You're talking about working with others, other business owners, to come together as a force and, you know, educate people to understand that we are responsible for our environment and that we need to take that responsibility and stop blaming others for the environments.
Indeed.
You know, because
Well, stop denying that. I mean, I think one of the biggest things, I was sort of having a chat with someone about this the other day, is that we have to remove all of the emotion away from our discussions when we talk about the environment.
Yes,
everybody take
absolutely.
the emotion away from it, and let's just look at the science.
Yes.
That's all we have to look at. And it just creates a different discussion that we're going to have about the environment, because there's so many people. We all have our own opinion.
Oh, and we're allowed.
But we can't argue with science.
Yeah, we are allowed our opinion, but
Of course.
yes, if you get the facts,
Correct.
have the conversation about that, remove the emotion. It's a bit like having a heated argument. You walk away from that argument and you go back to it when your emotion is removed, and then you can have a conversation about it. It's not like these politicians that stand up in Parliament and shout and scream at each other and over the top of each other. Let's do this sensibly.
Really, it's kindergarten for adults, isn't it? Parliament?
Well, I wouldn't even say it was kindergarten. I don't think there's a word for it. I think it's disgraceful, absolutely disgraceful. But anyway, so bringing businesses together and working together as a force to make a difference and do what matters in the world, to create a better environment for not only humanity but our wildlife,
Absolutely.
our environment, our soils, the things that grow, the trees, the beauty. There is so much beauty out there.
There is.
And let's embrace it, and let's
protect it
from the dangers that are happening.
But it's us as we're causing this danger
That's
by
right.
what we are consuming.
That's right. We are.
The products every day that we are bringing into our home.
Yes.
You know, if we just took that extra second to think, just think. Take your phone out of your hand when you're in the supermarket and look at what you're buying.
Yes.
Stop talking on the phone. Look at what's happening.
And
because
make sure
we are creating this situation.
Absolutely. And make sure you've got your glasses if you can't read what's on it, because I tell you what, it's so small sometimes you can't even read it with your glasses on.
Yeah.
It's true. Take a magnifying glass with you. But it is important to know what's in your food.
Of course.
What you're consuming.
Look, as a general rule, I've been saying this to people for years. If you can't read the ingredients on the label or pronounce it, why would you buy it?
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
That's true.
That's
you look
true.
at it and it's, you know, literally the name for a chemical that's in your product is, you know,
10 mile long.
Exactly. And if I'm not going to put that on my body, I'm not going to eat that. If I can't, if simplicity.
And you usually find in most products, the first thing on the list is the most of the filler in the product, and a lot of the time it's water.
It's the highest concentration in that product. Yeah.
Yes, and you know, you do read things and you cannot pronounce the names of them and all these chemicals. Whereas you can look at this, and I can read this here very simply when I've got my glasses on, and it's all natural. So, you know, just have a think about it. Take some responsibility. Stop blaming everybody else for the environment, and let's us as humans take responsibility for the environment and make it a better place for our children, for a start.
Absolutely, for everybody.
And for everybody, yeah. What else?
What else can I tell you?
Yeah.
So next year's going to be quite a big year, so we've got some very exciting things happening. So you'll see some very different products coming through the Hemp Superstore.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. So probably looking around March-ish, we'll be seeing some big launches.
Great.
And I've actually been working with another local Melbourne business, and we'll be launching something in the next few weeks.
Fantastic.
So I'll be looking forward to showing everybody that too.
Good.
What else can I tell you? I think hemp building is something which is really interesting.
Building.
There's so much that...
So they're using products to build?
No, you use hemp to build.
To build.
So the stalks of the hemp tree are very, very strong.
Right.
So what you can do is you turn that into a hemp herd, so it gets mulched up.
Right.
It gets mixed with lime and water, and you can build a hypoallergenic breathable house.
Really? Wow. So how much hemp does it actually take to build an average size house?
I put the answer out. I'm not a builder. You got me on that one, didn't you?
But are there any houses built with hemp?
Yes, there's plenty of houses built with hemp.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. I work with the hemp building company based down in Kyneton,
right,
in Victoria. So Joe and his team down there are amazing. I'm just going to have a look and I'll show you.
And so they've built hemp houses.
Yeah, that's what they do.
How fascinating is that? So
yes.
They're totally breathable.
Totally breathable,
so,
hypoallergenic houses that throughout history in France, they used the hemp fibre as the insulation in the wall. They still do.
Yeah.
So all of these things that we literally were doing all of this until around 1945, and around 8 years after they made hemp and cannabis illegal, then all of a sudden we've got cotton, we've got synthetics, we've got everything coming. But hemp used to do boat ropes, it used to do linens, the sails. I mean, in America there was a law that American farmers had to have 10% of their land to grow hemp, which was then sold to the British to make ropes and sails to come here.
Really?
Yeah, and we know the story goes, they were going to come here, and Captain Cook and his botanist on the boat, that were ordering hemp from the US to make sails and boats, and they actually had Sydney was destined to be a hemp colony.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened? Oh, don't even go there.
Well,
don't
I think,
go. Yes, nothing.
Nothing.
Exactly.
No.
So, do you know where any of these hemp houses are? They would be great for people with allergies.
Mm-hmm.
There would be no dust mites.
Correct.
Any of that sort of thing. No termites.
Yep. It provides a level of fire resistance.
Right. Okay.
But the best thing is because it's insulated. It's cool in summer and keeps warm in winter.
Right.
So you could probably almost get off the grid if you went for a hemp house and some solar panels and things like that.
Wow. Oh, that's pretty exciting. I'd like a hemp house.
There you go. Well, the hemp building company down in Kyneton, they're the guys that we do work with. There's other companies around the.
And what got them involved in it? So
they started hemp building in Victoria.
Right, and so they're passionate about the natural fibres and the natural products.
So that's some of the, like you can see, that's a wall.
A wall. We're just having a look at a wall, a hemp wall, and just to see.
That's a panel in the back there. So it's actually very beautiful.
Wow. Wow. I've just got to put my glasses on to see it. Oh, wow. Oh, that's pretty amazing.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah. Wow. We might take a shot of that and put it up later.
Absolutely.
You can send me it so I can put it up on my Facebook page.
Yeah.
For people to see. It's very interesting. So what other exciting things are happening with hemp?
Oh, they're using it. I believe Porsche has just started to do some panels for their race cars.
Really?
Yeah,
With
I'm
hemp?
pretty sure it's Porsche has done that too.
Wow.
Biofuel is coming a long way.
Right.
So literally, biofuel diesel
Yes.
can be made with hemp,
Right.
and diesel cars as they are now, can fill up with hemp biofuel as they are with the motors as they are.
Really?
It won't cause any damage. That's what I've been reading in the latest research. So that's exciting.
And where are they producing that?
I think pretty sure they're just basing it in the States at the moment.
Right.
But other parts of the world, I'm sure, are doing it as well.
Right. Okay. What else are they producing then? You know, if
Plastics, bioplastics.
Bioplastics.
Yeah. So
Okay.
so one of the great things about hemp is it can be made into a bioplastic, which can compost in as little as 3 to 6 weeks.
3 to 6 weeks.
Yeah. It's pretty
Wow.
quick.
What else composts in that time?
Nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
No.
Takes years.
Correct. I mean, plastic bottles take 400 to 600 years to
They
break
shouldn't
down.
they shouldn't even be going in the ground, because they can recycle those. They can make all sorts of things out of those plastic bottles that are there now. So what other things are they doing? So we're doing houses, we're doing fuels, we're doing plastics, we're papers,
textiles.
Yes.
So all clothing.
Do they make paint?
They used to. So Van Gogh and Rembrandt and a few famous artists throughout history, they're all self-portraits that they've got of themselves, of course, painted on hemp, because they were very modest, of course, being artists.
Yes.
But yeah, so they've been using hemp paint, and all varnishes and oils that used to be used within painting were hemp oil.
Wow.
And hemp-based varnishes and hemp-based paints. Yeah.
Wow.
Painting on hemp. The word canvas actually is derived from the word cannabis.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That is amazing. Okay, tell me more.
So yeah, Rembrandt, Van Gogh, they used to do that throughout history, and then of course enter cotton, our friend, our not friend, and everything changed, and enter all the chemicals that came into that, and all the, these major, there's so much injustice that's been done to us over the years.
Yeah, yeah.
All the chemicals.
Where can you see it going? You know, if it can be, it's biodegradable, it can build houses, it can help people who are not well, have different diseases. You can dress yourself in it, you can consume it, you can put it on your skin, and it's not absorbed like other things that we use that are absorbed into our skin that do damage into our bloodstream.
It's also hypoallergenic for your skin. It's great for eczema, psoriasis, dermatitis,
so
any sort of inflammatory skin conditions. Wonderful.
People with, and you know, those people that suffer with allergies and asthmas and all those things, you know, because the environment, and I mean particularly at this time of the year when it's been so windy, and people who do suffer from asthma have to be really careful. But if they lived in an environment where they had the natural hemps and things, that would help them with their asthma.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of natural alternatives, but we have to look closely at the natural resources which are going to make the biggest difference.
Yes.
And hemp is one of those.
Yeah. Are there any other products that can also complement hemp?
Things like, I mean, you can do 100% hemp in a lot of different products, but generally it's combined with something else.
Yeah.
So we can use hemp with recycled paper,
right,
as an example. You can use, certified organic cottons with hemp in blends to make T-shirts and those. So it can be mixed with other sustainable fibres and natural resources too.
Wow.
It just depends on what you're wanting to achieve with it. Which basically we can do everything.
The mind boggles.
It does. It keeps me awake at night time. I could talk about this all day in case you haven't noticed.
No, well, that's why you're here. And tell me, do you ever reckon you'll see a cure for MS?
Oh, I'd really like one. I've read that, look, I believe that there's a cure for everything. It's already there, we just haven't got access to it.
Haven't found it yet.
They're saying in the next 10 years, they're hoping. that they will have myelination, regeneration, and it probably sounds like I'm talking a different language.
Yeah, no.
But demyelination is what happens with MS and Alzheimer's and different other neurological diseases. So again, we're back to the cover of my brain and the central nervous system, demyelination.
Yeah.
They're hoping to have a new therapy out for that, or regeneration therapies out for that in about 6 years.
Right.
So, but it won't reverse any damage that's been done.
It won't reverse it, but it can prevent.
It's irreversible.
Yeah, so it can prevent it happening in the first place if they bring whatever it is out to work with MS and any other diseases that.
I mean, there's other treatments. There's HSCT treatment at the moment. The issue with that, which is stem cell therapy.
Oh yes.
You have to have chemotherapy before you have it done, because they re-inject your immune system back into your healthy blood cells.
Oh yes.
But I don't like the fact that I have to have a cancer-causing treatment first, and within 5 years probably I'll have cancer.
Yeah, well, you don't want that, do you?
I don't really want that.
Well, you've already got MS. Why
Exactly.
do you want
I don't
cancer
want
on
to keep
top of
adding
that?
I'm okay. I'm good.
Yeah.
So I would like to think that we'll find a cure for it, but I think I'm just sad that we don't have one, because a lot of people are suffering.
Yeah.
A lot of really, really beautiful people.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, how can they get in touch with you?
You can come and visit. Well, I'm on Instagram and I'm on Facebook.
And known as?
So I'm Jen _ the Hemp Superstore. That's my personal journey account.
Yeah.
And then I have the business account. I have two. So there's the Hemp Superstore, and then there's Raging Bull and Cheeky Cow.
Right. And Raging Bull and Cheeky Cow are the candles. So go find one of the stores in Camberwell or at the Queen Victoria Market. Thank you, Jen. It's time for Monday Mash now with Sam, and the news is coming up in just a few seconds. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you for having me.
And let's hope that they find a cure for MS in the next 5 to 10 years.
I hope so.
So that you and others can reap the rewards of whatever it is.
Fingers crossed.
I'm Faye Waterman. This is A Conversation with Faye. It's bye for now, and I'll see you same time, same place next week. Keep well and think about the environment that we live in.
Bye. Awesome.